Hey, it's John Mitchell and you're watching Bubble TV. This is where I try and help you achieve your goals in VCE. And this is Whiteboard Wednesday, where I try and answer your questions. And today's question comes from Mel, and she writes, "Hi John, I've been watching your videos since the start of the year and they've really helped me start the year well. I had not dropped a mark in my first 2 sacks, but my last sack a week ago I dropped 5 marks. I have found myself losing motivation and I am not studying like I was earlier in the year. Do you have any advice on staying motivated? Because I really want to do well in business this year, but I am struggling at this minute. Any advice would be great." Now, Mel, it's not only a really good question, but it's a really important question. And it's one that, I would say 90 to 95% of my students would go through that at some stage throughout the year. Some of them start it from day one where they're lacking motivation. But some, make it all the way through to the end and at the last hurdle struggle with that motivation to really study for their exam. So the first thing I would say is that you're not alone there. Understanding that everyone gets, has disappointments or takes hits and bumps throughout the year. Whether it be that you dropped you had a poor sack result or didn't quite meet your goal in your sacks, or that you've fallen off track with your study timetable, whatever it may be. Just knowing that everyone has gone through that or is about to go through that at some stage throughout the year means that you don't feel that aloneness, and that can really help you deal with that. But the important thing is, when you're in those downtimes, it's how you deal with them that will define your year. Knowing that everyone's going to go through those kind of things, how you actually deal with that, how you get through that, is what will help you do really well, or on the flip side, not do as well as what you had planned at the start of the year. Now, the second thing I would say is that you have to deal with your inner conflicts. Now, what that is where, inside you want 2 different things, and they conflict each other, and they'll stop each one from actually you achieving each one. So, for example, some people say, well, I want to make lots of progress and study really hard, but at the same time they go, well, I don't really want to fail. So those 2 things can conflict together. Not wanting to fail, it's hard to achieve anything great if there's no chance of failure. Only way to really have no chance of failure is not to actually try. So those 2 conflict, and that can reduce your motivation, and then you're not going to achieve anything. You're going to be stuck there and go, oh, I'm not going to work hard because, what happens if I have a real crack at it and don't get what I want? And to that I say, the key thing is to understand those conflicts on what you really want and just deal with them. So if you go, and just think about it logically, you can't achieve anything great if there's without the chance of you failing. Of course, everyone has a chance of failing, but what you need to do is understand that and then just deal with it and say, well, I'm going to have a real crack at this. If I don't quite achieve what I want, big deal, but at the same time I might surprise myself and actually exceed my expectations. They're the chances in life sometimes we have to take. So understanding those conflicts, those inner conflicts, can really help you gain back momentum. The last thing I would say is that try and rediscover your why. So back at the start of the year, you're saying that you're doing really well, you haven't dropped any marks in your sacks, and you really want to do well. But the key is, why do you want to do well? That why will be your key to motivation. It could be that you want to get into a university course, or it's going to help you in your career, or that if you're a year 11 and you want to do really well, and you do, then you might be able to do 4 subjects next year in year 12, which will give you, a really good catapult into your ATAR score. Whatever it is, that's entirely up to you, but understanding that why, get back to where you were at the start of the year and figure out, why was it that I wanted to do really well? Why was I motivated at the start of the year? Because that why is the real juice that's going to give you that motivation to really exceed and to get back on track and gain momentum. So Mel, that was my answer to your question. I hope it really helps you get back on track and regain that momentum that you had at the start of the year. Just remember that everyone goes through times like this, and you can get back on track and regain that momentum and that motivation. So good luck. Now it's over to all you guys. What have you done to maintain motivation throughout the start of this year? What do you plan to do if you have any flat spots to maintain momentum and maintain motivation? To let us know, head over to the blog right now. To let us know how you maintain momentum and motivation, then head over to teachingbubble.com/blog and type your answer into the comment section below the video. That's where all the great conversation happens. If you think this video will help you in your motivation throughout the year in business management, then we'd love you to subscribe and please share it with all your friends. And if you want even more resources to help you achieve your goals in VCE this year, then head over to the only place to be, teachingbubble.com. Continue to stay focused on your goals and dreams, work hard, and don't be scared to ask for help. You really can achieve what you set your mind to. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Bubble TV.
Revision lectures are coming up. Want in? For more information, come over to teachingbubble.com.